Latest episode of The Soup. As always, I'm Fro. Got my man Panera with me. Main man UH. Peace to the gods, man. How you?
Can't complain, man. I never do. It's no good if you do anyway. You just got to work. Everything is good. We managed to make it through the storm, but just my house didn't really have any damage. I had a bunch of electricity on and off, and yeah, everything is good, man. They canceled Shooting P Valley over here, so I guess they're gonna come back in a month or so. But other than that, life is good, man. No worries.
Doubt. No doubt. Good to see you. Good to see you, Panero. Good to see you. Let me touch back on UH one time. See, when you down south and shit, Lord, you get all types of weathers and shit. Fucking rain, tornadoes, all types, hurricanes, all types of wild shit, right? And one thing, it'll put things in perspective when you lose power and shit, and you have to deal with your mentals and different things of that nature. It puts it all in perspective, and you think back to how back in the days when they didn't have no electricity and shit like that. So it definitely centers you, because when you're dealing with natural disasters and shit, what's out of your hands,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So it forces you to sit back and say, damn, man, can you imagine how it was back when? You know what I'm saying? But peace to you though, Lord. How was your week up there in the 716er?
Man, it was the same old. I'm getting news about Carl Anthony Thomas.
Towns.
So, my bad. I can't even get the man name right. Towns.
So
Let's just call him Soft Cat.
Gotta bring this up, UH, due to the fact that it's a New York Knicks type thing, man. And a big thing went down on Friday night, you know what I mean, with Carl Anthony coming back to the East. He's a New Jerusalem soldier. He's originally from New Jerusalem anyway, New Jersey. So he got that East Coast cut. And so they made the trade for Randall and Dante Hoopy.
White Dante, that's my guy right there from 3, Dante DiVincenzo. I thought he was gonna be a Knick for life, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. So it was a lot of oohs and ahs with Knick Nation over this weekend with that trade. For me myself, I'm gonna say the verdict is out, man. We'll see. We will see. We had a love-hate relationship with fucking Randall anyway. So let's not make it seem like we traded Bernard King or something like that. You know what I mean? Shout to Randall. He put up numbers, man, when he was here, man. But again, it came down to what you do in the playoffs. And when he came to being against the Hawks and Don's team down there in Atlanta, let us have it. And it was due to the fact Randall didn't really get out there and give us 20 and 10. He didn't give it to us like he should have, Lord. But I digress.
I think he was going to adjust to Brunson's style of play, and it was going to take us to another level. Like now, we look talented, but we look soft at the same time. You know how it is in the league. You need a couple thugs on your squad, man.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo and Randall was them dudes, man. I hope it works out because I'm a fan, but I'm a tad disappointed. But like you said, we'll see what happens.
Right. All we can do is wait and see. All I'm gonna say is this, and we're gonna move on. This is the first time the Knicks have had expectations since that, man. So we're gonna see what type of boys they really are. We're gonna see Carl Anthony. He under the spotlight now. It ain't no more hiding. It's gonna be the realisms of it all.
I hope he can handle it,
man. If not, you know what? On to the next one. So as we keep it moving on the soup, man, for real, this is a it is a football Sunday because it is a Sunday morning, man. So, Lords, I'm going to ask you, the hometown team is on in prime tism tonight. How you feeling, UH? Give it to me.
I feel great. You see, we did a Jacksonville last week. Hopefully, we do the same thing to Baltimore. I can't understand why Baltimore is 2.5-point favorites. Whatever. I would definitely take that bet if I was in a betting place. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I don't think the Ravens have any. I don't think the Ravens have enough for us. I think that once we focus on slowing down that running game, you know what I mean. And we do play a lot of man, so we'll be all right. We'll play some man, beef up the linebackers inside. Your boy Roquan, even though that's my homeboy's nephew. But he's terrible in pass coverage. So we should be able to take it. Your boy Dalton should have a good day. And boys across the middle should have a good day as well. So I'm looking forward to another Bills victory and us being 4-0 tomorrow morning when I wake up.
Sounds good. Sounds like you feeling good and you feeling confident. So I'm gonna move it on to you, Panero. What you thinking about? We in Baltimore on the block, fucking with the wire, fucking with Lamar.
The orange couch.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Putin and Omar and them boys. We in B-more. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling? How you feeling?
I feel confident because last week we did what we did. We had some stars here too. I think that Donald Trump was here. He made a speech. He was like, the Bills are only eating the cats in Buffalo. Meaning the Jaguars, because we tore them we ripped them boys. But like Don said, if we can control that running game, man, because if you run up on the king, he gonna give you that mean stiff arm right to your grill. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get punched in the face. You know what I mean? But if we can control that running game and keep Lamar in that box, and if we can score like we scored, we can outscore them. I'm real confident in the Buffalo Bills, man. We can do this.
Shout out to the Bills, man.
The Bills make me wanna kick your heels up and throw your hands up and throw your head back and come on now.
Yeah, man. So shout out to the Bills, man. They've been playing well. They've been playing good. Like I said, man, it's going to be very important for them to try to slow down King Henry. Try to slow him down, man. But this week in the soup, we have a new individual who makes his first appearance. I don't think this particular person has been in the soup yet, but if he has, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And who I'm mentioning is when I hit y'all boys, I guess it was Friday too. Was it Friday or no? It was Thursday when the news came down about E Boogie in the city, man. Mayor Adams, man. You know what I'm saying? That's who I'm talking about. And man, we're men of a certain age, right? So we always are going to look at things from a humorous standpoint, unless it's casualties and different things of that nature that may happen. And I'm like, yo, Eric Adams was a different type of cat anyway. As the guys would say, his swagger is like on 15. You know what I mean? Eric Adams is building with the gods. He just charismatic type guy. And then I hit you with the text about Eric Adams getting the indictment served to him, UH. When that came across the line, man, what was your thought pattern one time?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Tisha James ain't playing with nobody out there, man. You know what I mean? Black, white, orange, president, mayor,
Democrat, Republican, shield.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Mogul.
You could get this. You could get that work from. You can get that work from Letitia if you playing around in New York City. That should immediately throw out the whole racist prosecutor thing that DA that 45 was throwing out there. But man, I'm not surprised. Like I said, we all have dirt at some point of that they can get us on. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? In the United States of America, at some point or another, you ran amiss in the law, whether it's signing paperwork in the wrong place or whatever the case may be. At some point or another, you've done something. You know what I mean? So I think that after backing up and looking at it and seeing how outspoken he's been about the immigrants being in New York City, that problem, they basically, because this investigation started last year, feds usually have investigations that take years if they want to get you. But no, as soon as he start complaining, they kick that right in the gears. It's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. Obviously, we all know politicians take kickbacks, all of them. It's just a matter of how they get it done. But I hope it works. I hope it works out for him. I never want to see another black man in trouble, especially somebody who has such humble beginnings. So yeah, I'm interested to see what's happening.
So Lord, when it came across the TL and Mayor Adams, they got him jammed up. What was it? What you thought? What was you thinking? Where did it take you when you saw it?
I was like, wow, like I wasn't really surprised though. Adams, like the president of the Brooklyn borough for 7 years, from 14 to 21. Brooklyn dude, you know what I'm saying? He one of them let me hold something type dudes. So when he get involved with the Turkish, they was hitting him with the airline fees was low, the hotel fees. They was hitting him with campaign bread. Yeah, let me get that. But you know, in New York City, they have a donation campaign thing when if you are campaigning and you actually campaign to people to give you donations, like regular businesses and people of that nature, they give you like a 1 to 8. For every $1, you get $8. So what he was doing was getting money from Turkey, saying it was money from normal people, and they was giving them thousands, and you know what I'm saying? And it was going all the way up to from 1 to 8. You know what I'm saying? He was getting this. I'm hustling. I'm out here getting it. What? You
In other words, he was putting that shit on the hibachi.
He was cooking it. He was cooking it in that pot. He got that comeback.
And that's just illegal. It's illegal. It's just
clearly.
Let's check out what E. Adams had. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, he's looking at some serious time, like football numbers, man, like 45 years, yo. Check this.
Not guilty to a 5-count indictment, he became the first sitting mayor of New York to face a judge as a criminal defendant.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
This morning, Adams is preparing to ask the judge to throw out federal bribery charges that accuse him of soliciting illegal foreign campaign contributions from Turkey.
There are no emails, text messages, or any corroboration whatsoever that the mayor knew about anything having to do with donations.
Federal prosecutors say Adams spent years taking Turkish money and gifts like business class air travel and stays at luxury hotel suites. Any travel benefits he received.
And I will faithfully discharge the duties.
After his inauguration, the indictment says Adams began preparing for his next election, including by planning to solicit more illegal contributions and granting requests from those who supported his 2021 mayoral campaign. Adams is now facing growing calls for his resignation. New York Congressman Jerry Nadler saying, "My belief is the mayor has lost the ability to effectively lead the city of New York, and therefore he must resign." The mayor insists he's going nowhere. So far, the governor is holding off exercising her power to remove the mayor, saying it's now up to Adams to show he can lead the city. While Mayor Adams is resisting growing calls for his resignation, the investigation into his administration is only expanding. His chief advisor had her phone seized and her home raided.
Oh, yeah, man. Mayor Adams out here. We talked about it, and we always talk about it. And you coined the term on the show, UH. Go ahead and address that term that you always talk about.
Community over capitalism.
And we all live in a capitalist society. America is a capitalist country. And people coming at you, man, throwing bags of money at you, man. You taking that body blow for that 50,000 over here, then you taking a body blow for 75,000 over here, then you taking an uppercut for 100,000. When are you gonna fall back off of your square? Am I saying too much in saying that, Mayor Adams? What the hell, man? You didn't think that they watching?
Word. And then you're compromising yourself also, because then the Turkish say we want a 36-story building in New York City. You know what I'm saying? And they like, we hit you off, it's your turn. So then he putting pressure on the city and the fire department. And so now that puts a spotlight on him. Why are you putting so much pressure on this building from the Turkish to come here? What the problem is? So then they do the investigation and wow, they got him. The Turkish was like, we even want to be on your committee. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. He had to see it coming eventually, but
what was your man? Oh no, I'm sorry to cut you off. What was your man on the wire?
Think I'm gonna be the scapegoat for the whole damn machine? Shit.
He was alderman or Clay or whatever.
Yeah.
Clay.
He out here just making deals, and then over his weight class. Now he pushing on, like you were saying, the building inspectors. And come on, man, why I'm getting a call from Mayor Adams?
Right.
Why he hitting my line?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. UH, man, it's the root, right? Is that what it boils down to?
Yeah, that's what it boils down to, man. What's wild, what people don't realize about Eric Adams is that he was actually a former gang member, like legit. You know what I'm saying? So for him to take this rise through politics and avoid all those pitfalls along the way, and then fall victim to the oldest game in the book, which is bribery, is just astounding to me, bro. Because like you say, you know the folks is watching you. They are watching you. You black, number one. You high profile, number two. You're powerful, number three. You're in charge of America's largest city. You know what I'm saying? So you know they on your ass at all times, bro.
Super charismatic. Like when I come through, I come through.
Yeah,
that's who Eric Adams is, man.
And the terrible thing about it is that they grabbing boys' phones. They run up in your crib. I got probably 5 different phones up in my house right now, man. If the feds grab the phone from the wrong time and the wrong, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's like I said, it's just interesting that he would avoid so many pitfalls to this point and then do something just so wild and clearly not thought through.
Right.
It's like I was saying, Lord, it's the root, man. When they come to your door and say, yo, I got 250,000, do I stay on my square or do my legs start getting weak?
All money ain't good money, though. You know how that goes.
Oh, we say that word, though, but it's
but it's tempting, though.
Man, what? It's heavy. It's heavy, man. And it seems like, as they say, what is it? That heavy is the head that wears the crown?
Oh, that's right.
You know, but let's listen to his rebut to the charges real quick, y'all. And of course, there's this.
Oh, boo!
And of course, there's this. It was all good just a week ago.
It was.
Man. You know what I'm saying?
Let me find out that boy. He got footage of Mayor Adams.
Man, listen.
I need that key. Eric.
Let me get that key about you.
He already
drop me that key one time.
The key. And now look at you. Yeah, man, let's check him out real quick. It sounds very similar to somebody else we know.
It is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprised. I always knew that if I stood my ground, all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength in my spirit. If I'm charged, I know I am innocent. I will request an immediate trial so the New Yorkers can hear the truth. New Yorkers know my story. They know where I come from. I have been fighting injustice my entire life. That fight has continued as your mayor. Despite our pleas, when the federal government did nothing as its broken immigration policies overloaded our shelter system with no relief, I put the people of New York before party and politics.
What you think about his rebut right there? They got the flag laid there. You know what I mean? Always gonna look American. What's your thoughts, Lord?
It sounds good. You know what I'm saying? But the facts are the facts. And the thing is, he's not a cult leader, so he's not going to get away with it. You know what I'm saying? He don't have his own MAGA foundation. He don't have a heritage group. He don't have none of that. He's not going to get away with it. And it's a shame that he made these decisions that he made. But again, you get knocked off your square when you see a whole bunch of money flying at you when you're not thinking about the consequences of accepting it. Now, there's so much evidence against him, man. It's just ridiculous, man. There's no way he can get out of this.
Mr. Adams, can you explain how all you fly is Turkish Airlines? American, you flying straight up Turkish Airlines anywhere.
They got him.
As You know, the feds don't put them things on you unless they got it. You know what I mean?
Got it.
And that's one thing about the feds. They're not gonna play the games with you. They're not gonna just trump them on charges. So he actually sounds like 45 right now.
Exactly.
Because I stood up for you, they're coming for me, and now once they come for me, they're gonna come for you. Come on, man, bro. What you did was entirely selfish. It had nothing to do with the community of people, unless you're talking about the people that these entities were going to hire, as far as employers in construction and service and things like that. But it had nothing to do with anyone else but you, and that was completely selfish. And as a public official, that's a violation of your integrity.
Yeah.
You know, it's cut and dry to me. If the feds, like, put it this way, if the feds come for you,
it's a wrap.
They're not playing tiddlywinks. They got like a 98.5, what is that, a 98.5, not conviction, 98.5 plea rate for nothing, because they catch people. Because they got you by the balls when they get you, man. So you can talk what you want to say. You could put as many American flags behind you as you want. You can say what you want to say, bro, but you are pretty much dead in the water.
Listen, man, if found guilty, yo, 45, fam. All I say to him is this: did he not see what was your man Detroit Kwame Kilpatrick? Did he not see his story of getting drunk off power and thinking that, you know what I mean, that you are in the neighborhood, that you really cutting deals like that? You come on, man.
Yeah, man.
I hate it for him, man. All we can say is he did it to himself, right?
Yeah, like I said, it was entirely selfish means. It wasn't anything about or for the community. So now he was the one who benefited, and maybe the people who were around him who helped him put the deal together, or maybe helped him conspire in the plan, benefited from him. But it wasn't for the people. So that's what
for the community. No, not at all.
That's what happens when you're a public official and try to be a capitalist at the same time. You really have to be careful about how you do it. And he just was arrogant and sloppy, and he's paying the cost for it.
Let me ask y'all, lords. Are y'all familiar with the name Gene Deal?
Yeah, I heard that name before. Gene Deal.
So
ain't that Puffy's bodyguard?
Gene Deal is Puff's former bodyguard. Gene Deal was talking because that's what he gets paid to do, literally, is to talk. Now, sometimes I think of, damn, Gene, are you really just beating us over the head for real with some of these stories? Because sometimes they don't add up. As you were saying, this is what's going on, and you wasn't bodyguarding Puff at this time. So it's like your time pattern is off a little bit. But here I go. Let me show y'all what Gene Deal was talking about, y'all. And it has to do with both of these guys we've just been talking about, Puff and Mayor Adams. Oddly enough. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue, man. You're killing it.
Ray, they reviewed a civil lawsuit. And that civil lawsuit told Cassie's civil lawsuit was LeRod had already did it. LeRod hadn't did his yet, did he? Did LeRod do his lawsuit before the raid or after the raid?
Oh, before.
Yeah. So what they did was they reviewed both of those civil lawsuits and found that there was some criminal activity in those lawsuits. We spoke that on Art of Dialogue. We spoke about that on your show. I said if they really wanted him, all they had to do was review those civil lawsuits. And once they find the criminal activity in those, they could bring him in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Little Rod lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Because you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period, it was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that anybody that participated in any criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here taking 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Then he got a pitcher of cranberry juice.
Keep that blood flow going.
Gene Dill, Gene Dill keeping it real right there, or he going with his conspiracy theories one time.
I can dig it, man. Like I said, all these people are intertwined, and Gene Deal was pretty close to Puffy for quite some time, so he has validity. I really think it's fucked up that he going out, and I guess he got to make a living too. But I know it's something I wouldn't do, go out and talk about things that have happened in the past, especially to somebody who I really didn't. I just wouldn't do that. Even if I had beef with him, I would just say nothing. But so it's interesting to see that he's going out and doing this, but that's not a bad theory to put together because if you think about it, with all these guys being connected, and the civil suit that was there with Cassidy, it wasn't really too hard to get Diddy. Now, my personal thoughts on Diddy are this: as soon as that Cassidy lawsuit would have dropped and I would have settled that, I would have been gone. It would have been over. Take that, you know what I mean? It would have been nothing else past that point, you know what I mean? As soon as that happened, I wrote that check, I would have been on the next plane to Ibiza.
Put a Russell Simmons on him, huh?
Yeah, Bali or something, someplace with a non-extradition treaty, and did it like that, man. Because I don't understand who gave him the legal advice to sit around and wait for all that to happen, and especially with the shoulders that he was rubbing with the circles that he was in. Potentially, he could incriminate a lot of people, and that's why we said last week that we definitely want to see how, if he can survive the Brooklyn Federal Institution.
Gene Dill, certificating, sitting down, building with our dialogue for the longest time. You know what I'm saying? Basically painting this picture of who Puff has been for the longest time. And now his whole story is becoming true. It's being played out in front of us, man. I knew you knew who Gene Dill was. You just weren't familiar with the name, though, right?
I've seen him a few times. I just didn't realize what his name was. But again, it seems to make sense. The way he's putting things together, it may sound unorthodox and unprofessional, but that's easy for me to understand the way he was pontificating. Yo, that kind of makes sense, man. And before any of this happened, sometimes I would listen to him and be like, yo, he's embellishing things just so he can get some bread. But now that I look at it, I'm like, yo, he's telling the truth. It might be a little sprinkle here and there with some embellishments or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just to get some bread. But when it comes down to it, it sounds right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling him the male jaguar out here, you know what I'm saying? But stuff he's saying, man, it seems like it's coming together. And we can see it. We can see it right now with our own eyes.
That's a fact, man. And another guy that's been a frequent contributor on the soup had his take on the whole situation. So let me introduce him into the soup this week, yo.
Oh, boy.
Whatever little is left of
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
Without Puff around, who knows what people will try to do to get at whatever little is left of his empire after he's convicted if he's convicted. I don't think he wants to leave his children in this world defenseless like that with the kind of enemies he got, black and white. I don't think he want to do that. Now, I can see the power structure falsely claiming that he's on suicide watch if, God forbid, they try to take him out of here. I'm concerned for the brother's safety more than I worried about a potential suicide.
You said that last week.
And let me tell you the mistake Puff made.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
And I am not accusing Jay-Z of anything. I want to be clear. But let's say hypothetically, if Sean Carter had any skeletons in his closet, one of the most effective things he did to clean up them skeletons and seal off those skeletons, Art, he got married and created a family. One thing Caucasian men do, Art, they might be cross-dressers, they might be homosexuals, they might be pedophiles, they might be murderers. What do all white males in the public eye do to make sure they're protecting their image legally and publicly? They get a wife and they have children. They build family. Look at them. Every last one of them build a wife. They might marry a prostitute, but they are going to have a wife and they are going to have children because it protects their public image.
See, once again, like I said, we are men of a certain age. We find humor in a lot of shit. And I'm just looking at this at the hook.
The get up is killing me.
Looking at, is that a wave cap? Is that a what is that he has on his head? Is it a feather? Is it a kufi? What?
That's that Morris Science Temple joint right there, man.
It's a fez. The boy got a fez on his joint, camouflage fez. Come on, man.
That looked like one of them joints that Eddie Murphy was rocking in the Golden Child.
Dr. Umar Bey.
The nigga looked like an African dictator.
He looked like he about to say, I'm black.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black.
Oh man, but
man, stop it.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
Stop it, yo.
Accusations that Sean Combs has. You cannot underestimate the power of perception when it comes to you being accused of sexual crimes, whether you're innocent or guilty.
What's this man wearing, B?
Yo, it's a baker's hat. he look like the camouflage burger tonight. Oh man, come on. Chef Omar.
That motherfucker like he should be selling you some
Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
T-shirts.
Should have learned. It's a lesson he should have learned, and he learned it too late. Get married, build family. And I'm not saying Sean Carter only married Beyonce for that. I'm not saying, I believe he loved his sister. T.I. and Tiny been together since the beginning. So we know that wasn't a Hollywood marriage. That's real black love right there. I'm simply saying, if you're going to be out here doing the things that Puffy does, get your ass a wife and build a family. He had the children, Art, but he didn't have the wife without.
One of your favorite, UH. Dr.
Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
Aside from his outfit, I think he made a lot of sense. You know, and traditionally, especially in those arenas, when you know you have to present a level of stability, and that traditionally, that's what they look at as stable, as a nuclear family, husband, wife, kids, blah blah blah. So I can understand that. Very few men have been able to roam the earth like Hugh Hefner or Robert De Niro, and not even Robert De Niro. What's the other one? Al Pacino. Without any type of recourse and still being involved in the public eye. So I do agree with that. It definitely represents, to most people, a sign of stability. Your insurance is lower, right? Your credit score goes up. All those things happen when you get married, which is crazy and you don't even realize it. So there are benefits to being married. Some people, it's not for them. You know what I mean? Some people are happy being partners. Some people are happy being single. Some people are happy having a bunch of people that to deal with. I don't really say one thing is wrong one way or another. I think it really depends on you and what works for you. But when you get into certain arenas and certain crowds, there are certain things that are expected.
I was going to ask y'all who was going to be in jail first, but Puff has already won that race, unfortunately. Was it going to be Donald Trump, Mayor Adams, or was it going to be Puff? But like I said, you know, Puff is already there, man. And it's a sad situation. We all have been in, us here have been in confinement, and that ain't for no human, for real. Only to the deadly, you know what in my opinion. It's a situation that these brothers have put themselves into, and I can't say it's unfortunate because they chose to do or make the moves that they made to put them in the situation. We're talking about this and we're finding humor in it because you have to find some humor in it.
Right.
If you don't, it'll drive you insane. It'll drive you mad thinking about how people are taking advantage of, and people are out here trying to put stuff together just to get by. People are out here robbing folks for millions of dollars, and the other side of it is people are out here trying just to get by, man. And what I want to do is this: I want to play a real short cut of your man D Banner speaking about us, the culture, one time.
Is really upsetting to me. It's almost like we have been convinced anytime that it has something to do with our culture, it's almost like we salivate at the mouth to tear each other down. And what makes me upset is within our community, just about anybody that the world decides is wrong, if they were doing something wrong, we knew about it in our community for 10, 15 years and didn't do shit about it. And as soon as the rest of the world decides that they want to go on a witch hunt, then we try to beat them to the punch. And we go out of our way to tell jokes and laugh and criticize. That shit is sad. That shit is really sad. I don't know why we act like we winning, or we act like we have a lot of heroes in our community and a lot of people that want to help us. Like, you ain't got to help them folks. And what's crazy is when somebody else does something outside of our community to us, we have to hoop and holler. They hardly ever get convicted. But we will hang each other. But what we don't understand is they're going to make sure that we pay. They're going to make sure we go to jail. They're going to make sure that we suffer for the rest of our life. They do cocaine and crack and be sexual deviants and then become superstars and superheroes, and we say nothing.
Run for president?
Nothing. The people on our dollar bills are ex-slave owners, and we don't say take them off a dollar bill or take those people who did those wrong things off of TV, but let one of us do something. I'm talking about do anything, and we would tear each other apart. I've been being more and more quiet because I don't think now is the time to be doing a whole bunch of talking. And everybody got a fucking opinion about everything, even shit that they know. If neuroscience becomes the hot topic tomorrow, every other podcast in our fucking community gonna have something to say about neuroscience, and the motherfuckers know. I'm just here to give perspective, y'all. That's all. Do whatever the fuck you decide to do, but it ain't right, y'all.
There was some kind of heavy words D Banner just put down there. He threw us in the soup. Comments right there. D Banner.
I loved what he had to say because like I said last week, we're never going to get on our platform and rip somebody apart, especially if they're black. There may be situations where we have to give an opinion if we're discussing things that are in the media, such as the Puffy situation, such as first name, last name, such as Mark Robinson. There are some certain times that we have to jump in and we have to call foul, you know what I mean? But I do completely understand where he's saying there are so many people who seem to be taking joy from Puff's situation. Now, I'm not saying he was right. I'm not saying he was wrong. I told you, and I always say this, kids and sexual violating people was definitely off the table for me. You know what I mean? You definitely should pay the price for that. But as far as just the things that he was able to do and the effect that he had on us as in particular our age group, because we're all us, Jay-Z, Nas, Puff, we're all literally just around the same age group. We basically grown up together. We became,
70s babies.
Yeah, we early 70s babies, you know what I'm saying? So we basically all grew up together, which is, and that's the way I look at it. Like I said last week, I look at Puff as like a local promoter who turned big, who, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, this dude wild, but, you know what I'm saying? Get your money, man. You know what I'm saying? So to see us tear the man down is just really disheartening to me. I really haven't spent a lot of time on social media because I don't want to see it. Because if they do it to him, guess what? They'll do it to me, and they'll do it to you. I just kind of, in this situation, keep my mouth closed, keep my head down, and wait and see what happens.
D Banner, Lord, he spoke profoundly there on the situation, on his thoughts, and was clear on what he had to say. What you think?
I agree with him 100%. I've always fucked with David Banner, man, and agree with a lot of the things he says. But like we say, all men of a certain age, like Don termed the coin, capitalism over community. These people who were around Puff looking to get on, to get paid, to get their money, you know what I'm saying? And if they saw something that they, thought that was illegal or dehumanizing or putting people in jeopardy, and they didn't say anything, they're a part of the problem also. You know what I'm saying? You should have actually spoken up way back then when he was doing this, that, and the third. Or like some people would know that he was doing things and just like, you know what, I'm not even going to involve myself in it, which is good. You're not involved, but other people are being damaged and hurt and taken advantage of. Like, he's been doing this for a long time. Like, he said he wore sunglasses. Puff all the time, he's always wearing sunglasses because he don't want you to see the eyes to his soul, because he was always doing something crazy. So it's like David Banner was saying, we doing things now when he's down, but when he was up, he was trying to get your money. So it's hypocritical, and I agree with everything he just said.
Yeah, it's funny when you look at dudes like Curtis Jackson, who is going to profit off of all of this because he got the docuseries that's about to come out on Netflix that he produced and put together. Of course, he is capitalizing off of Puff's downfall, and this is where we are. This is the America we live in. This is what has always been. Speaking of America, man, we are 37 days D-Day, man, from election. And this would not be the soup if we didn't get into election season.
Yes, sir. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Lord, how you feeling 37 days out right now? You much like I asked the question earlier about the Bills game. How are you feeling right now? I'm 37 days out from the election, man. Are you feeling good? You feeling confident? How you feeling?
I feel good. I really think that the media has to make it seem as though it's going to be close for this. You know what I'm saying? They need the eyes, they need the sensationalism, they need the advertisers to make money. I honestly think it's going to be a landslide, B. She's going to murder this dude. There's a lot of people who you may think that are Trump supporters who are not. They're going to get to the polling booths and they're going to vote for VP Harris. When you get white suburban women, it's a wrap. And she got them, man. She got it. It's really over for this guy, man. I really think it's over for him.
I like it, man. How do you feel 37 days out, man? These days, next time we build, it will be into October, man. We'll be really into the fall, the best time of the year, my favorite time of the year, the fall of the year.
Put the hoodies on.
Man, say word, put fleece wear and all of that. Yeah. But 37 days out, UH, man, how you feeling right now?
I feel good about it. I watch a lot of election analysis stuff like Let's Talk Elections and 583, I think they are, or 528, whatever the hell they are, voting polls. I feel good about it. I'm pretty sure that if anyone's paying attention, they're seeing 45 just fall apart, literally, mentally, physically, intellectually. just fall apart. So
Let me put a pin in it right there on your thought pattern. Since you brought it up, you queued it up for me because I had this for you. Yes, thank you, my G. Let me
segue down in the building.
Let's go ahead and show something that you were just talking about.
Nostradamus.
There we go. Let's get it. Right on cue, my boy. The question.
What actions will you take to ensure that our jobs stay in America so we can continue to build the best cars in the world here in Michigan?
So pretty much.
Wait, let's go back again. The question.
What actions will you take to ensure that our jobs stay in America so we can continue to build the best cars in the world here in Michigan?
So pretty much as we've been saying, and what I want to do is I want to be able to look your business. Years ago in this area, I was honored as the man of the year. It was maybe 20 years ago. Oh, and the fake.
Wait a minute. What was the question again?
What actions will you take to ensure that our jobs stay in America so we can continue to build the best cars in the world here in Michigan?
So pretty much as we've been saying, and what I want to do is I want to be able to look your business. Years ago in this area, I was honored as the man of the year. It was news heard about it. They said it had never happened, and I didn't know who it was. It was a group that honored me as man of the year. The fakers back there, see the fake news, but they said, "Oh," and they looked, and they said it never happened. But I said, "I swear to you, it happened. It did happen. I was man of the year." And I came and I made a speech, and I said, "Why do you allow them to take your car business away? Why do you allow it to happen? They're taking your business away." And I didn't know too much about it. All I know is they were taking your car industry away from you. They said it never happened. And lo and behold, somebody said, "I remember the event." And then we found out and we had everything. We got the awards. We had everything. It did happen. But I gave a speech, which at the time was pretty controversial.
What actions will you take to ensure that our jobs stay in America so we can continue to build the best cars in the world here in Michigan?
You were saying?
As I was saying, he's not competent. He isn't able to comprehend and finish a thought. He can't answer a question directly, as we can tell. We just watched that. And he's delusional because he was never man of the year for Michigan. Multiple media sources have said there's no such award. He never received it. And again, he's a liar. He's a liar to the point where he actually believes his own lies and he expects his followers to go along with it. And that's really the only problem that I have. I just don't think that I do think BP Harris is going to win because he hasn't expanded his audience. And the only ways he can expand it will be through those Negroes and Hispanics online who choose to vote against their own interests. But I really don't see this being much of a contest for a logical sense. I really don't.
Now, Lord, how the fuck does the media, the mainstream media, right, let that just slide like that? This was a clear question to the man.
Softball.
This lady got up there in Warren, Michigan, and asked this man a straight up and down question. How are you going to keep the jobs here in Michigan? And this dude went off on a tangent about being the man of the year. I can't even put my words together that the media don't do their job, man. They don't do their job.
The thing is, bro, what I thought he was going to do was how he usually screamed, "I'm going to put a tariff on 200% tariff on everything that comes from out of the country into this country," which is the stupidest thing we've ever heard. Like what we were talking about before, Don, tariffs ain't going to do nothing but raise the prices of everything. But
for everyone.
But the thing is, the media, what you were saying, bro, I'm going to answer the question. I ain't going to be like Trump and not answer the question. the media, like I said before in previous shows, these owners of the media they're extremely wealthy. So they're not going to put him in a position where he looks negative. They'd rather have him in office so they can get that break. You know what I'm saying? Get that tax break. Make sure they get their bread right. They don't care nothing about that. Let that man do anything he wants to in office.
It's funny, UH, that you mentioned the Negroes and the Chavatos, the Latinas who think they're white, but they're fair-skinned, again, voting against their best interests. But like I said, it's just really amazing when I sit up and watch the Sunday morning shows and they talk about Trump and compare him to
this right here. And this morning, the urgent search for a murder suspect.
Sorry about that.
Compare him to VP Harris and talk about that she's not sitting down with reporters and different things of this nature. And I'm like, this man can't even answer a question.
Simple question.
And you want to compare the two like they're two apples and this one is a little bit bigger or a little bit redder than this. It's not like that. It's like day and night between the two. And it's a lot of male chauvinism and a lot of racism.
Oh yeah,
here, man. And it's heavy. And I hate to say it, for whatever reason, it's heavy with the brothers, man. I don't understand why the brothers hate the sisters so hard, man.
Misogyny, fam. It's sexist. They don't want to see a woman leading. They got some issues, man.
Clearly, they do.
I think it's a lot of isms, like you always talk about. It's the racism, it's the misogynism, it's the elitism. It's a lot of isms that go into this election, man. And hopefully, and this is why I always talk about having faith in America, because hopefully I think that we realize the mistake as a whole. Obviously, there are going to be people who are so far gone that they're not going to be able to see the truth.
Irrationals.
Yeah, they're just irrationals, like you say. But yet and still they have their own interests that they think that they're fighting for. But I think that the majority of Americans do realize that this guy's a sham.
Right.
You know, now he's selling $100,000 watches along with $300 sneakers, along with freaking Bibles, along with trading cars, along with NFTs, along with cyber currency. So I think he's basically just trying to bankrupt his followers. Like, it's the last reel of ethics. This is it. Go
and then
clean
his
out your
followers, fam, his followers are complaining about the price of milk and bread, yet they're buying his Bibles and sneakers and just that. You know what I'm saying? It's just hypocritical.
The great American grifter is who he is. That's why I always say to y'all, I want his email list. Because his email list is just a bunch of zombies.
I would love that.
Just a bunch of zombies that are ripe for the taking. Not like you said, Don, the guy is peddling gold watches, rose gold watches, and platinum watches. This is who we want to be legal.
Snake oil. Yeah.
Exactly. A snake oil salesman. Remember the country rat and the city mouse?
Snake oil.
The city mouse and the country rat. That's it from the beginning. This guy, and like I said, now he hit them with the final reload. The $100,000 watch. Agnes, listen.
This is it.
I want you to keep this to yourself. But this is it. Go clean out your garage.
There it is. It's crazy, man, that his followers just slurp him up like that. It's like, I wish I could get his mailing list. His mailing list would be Platinum Plus, man.
Platinum
Imagine
Plus.
those leads.
That's what I mean. Platinum Plus.
Man.
So listen, like you said, Agnes.
We need to talk.
We need you to cash in some of those CDs.
Exactly.
Straight cash. If you send it to me cash, you can get your reward that much quicker.
Exactly.
All you're doing is paying the taxes on your reward.
Don't get a game away. Don't get a game away, bro.
Man, listen. That game is so dead right now. That's Rick Monty right about now, man.
Yo, I had to put in the memo section of your check donation. Don't worry, you'll get it all back.
FedEx just
woo, that was my joint right there.
FedEx to me, make sure I get the tracking number so I know it's safe. That's incredible, man. Boys
Don't tell the driver what you're doing with this and what's inside. Don't. This is between us.
Oh man,
Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us, Lord. Man, go ahead. Lord. I see you got something to get off.
No, I was just agreeing with Don what he was saying regarding the snake oil salesman that he is. Like when you jumped off real quick, I was just saying that he's selling gold sneakers and he's selling all kinds of stuff, but yet the people that he's selling it to are complaining about the price of groceries and the price of gas. But you buying all his stuff is extremely hypocritical.
It's a damn everything must go sell is what's going on. Like you said, from the Bibles to the kicks to now the Rolex, the fake Rolexes. Like they said, he's getting them straight from China. He getting them right from the fila shop, and y'all buying them, and they gonna work for two months.
Right.
And he got the Trump coin. Let's not forget about the Trump coin.
Yeah, the coin.
He's killing them. He is a savage, is what he is.
Flea market.
Man, if you don't leave my grandma alone, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this was a short and sweet episode of The Soup, man, on this Sunday afternoon as we go into the Sunday countdown and get into these NFL games, man. Those college games were real interesting last night. Shout out to Prime Time in Colorado for getting a big win. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with my nose. We may have to blow it up and start it again, but it's all good in the end. Next time we get together, it'll be the hunt for October. You know, that baseball playoffs will be in full effect the next time we get together, man. And it's always good to see y'all, man, on the Sunday. I had to check in on UH yesterday, man, make sure he hadn't floated away.
Word, I texted him too, man.
Nothing like that. You know, out there kayaking. You know?
Appreciate y'all, man. No doubt.
Man, it's all love, man. UH, you got anything to get off your dome before we put a wrap on this?
Yeah, man, I got something real quick. I know that this is a social show and we have to use social media to grow our show. And we do. I got into the habit. I remember D saying a few weeks ago, we were going to be around people. Give me your phone. I need you to subscribe to my podcast. You're going to see a lot of that happening. You should have saw a lot of it on Friday. My whole little team joined. Even though I enjoy social media and we've actively been using it basically since MySpace, I guess, 2008. I often get away from it or find myself limiting my time with it because of the fact that it can be a distraction. You know what I mean? As much as I love communicating with my brothers on Sunday, a lot of the times I take my Saturdays to catch up on what's going on as far as the issues, because obviously we get a treatment. And that's only to say because I like to be focused on myself, because a lot of times that you can get caught up in things on social media that really have nothing to do with you. Like we talked about before, people taking joy in Puffy's downfall, things like that, and really putting the time, and you hop from this video to that video, and then you're deeper in the rabbit hole and so on and so forth, when you obviously could have been using that time to better yourself. So just, my thing is just to keep it in perspective, man. Use as much as you like, you know, whatever works for you, but just keep it in perspective and understand what it really is.
Panero, man, I appreciate those words, UH, man.
Yes, sir, Don.
Straight from the heart, man. Thank you, man. Panero, what you got for us this week, yo?
For men of a certain age here in the United States, we, as Black men, we want to be successful. We drive to be successful. But what's more important is being, I would say, you want to be more successful when it comes to taking care of your family first. You know what I mean? Take care of your people, take care of your family. That way you can show your family how they go on to have their family, how to take care of their family, and so on, man. I'm saying for men of a certain age, make sure every day you teach someone something. You know what I'm saying? Each one, please teach one, man, so we can have some positivity going forward.
And that's what it is, man. And that was the latest episode of the Men of a Certain Age, The Soup, man. Please share, subscribe, and comment down low. And as always, it's the same old soup. We just reheating it. Until next week, man. Go ahead and hit us with the Go Bills one time, Lord.
Go Bills. We are here to fight for you. That's my Marv Levy voice, baby.
Let's go.
100.
All right, fam.
All right, y'all.
100.